the skills, be the boss. No more time to feel lost. Lead the way every day. Find success, it's here to stay. Rise and shine, it's your time. Skill up, raise the climb. Navigate, innovate. It's your fate, don't be late. Get the skills, be the boss. No more time to feel lost. Lead the way every day. Find success, it's here to stay.
If you're a new manager or hoping to be a new manager, join us in our exploration into what managers need to know. This program will set you up for success by building your knowledge and confidence in the skills you need to be effective. Hello, and welcome to What Managers Need to Know. And this is the second of our 5 series sessions on performance management. And let's get to our... Last week, we looked at the fact that this is a 6-step model and it occurs throughout the year. So it's not one situation at the end of the year where both the supervisor and the employee come in with fear, trepidation, and nothing wonderful happens in that interaction. We're talking about an ongoing dialogue throughout the course of the year so that by the time you get to your formal evaluation, it's simply a continuation of that conversation. So today we're looking at responsibilities and activities. Those are the first 2 of our 6 steps: identify key responsibilities, clarify worker activities. And what you're going to find is that this creates the job description because it has to start somewhere, and the employee needs to know what they're expected to do and what that involves. So let me explain further. Get to this. In step 1, identifying the key responsibilities. These are the general goals or objectives of the job. And each job is going to have at least 5 or 6 of these key responsibilities. For example, for a trainer, which is some area that I know well, the development and delivery of training programs would be one huge goal, one huge key responsibility for that position. The employee is not going to know exactly what that means until the worker activities that are necessary to accomplish it have been clearly defined. So, what does the development and delivery of training programs mean to the manager? We're talking about identifying the worker activities now that are specific activities described with action verbs and generally listed in sequential order of performance, meaning what will you do first, second, third. So in this case, for the trainer, if the key responsibility is the development and delivery of training programs, there is a list of 8 worker activities necessary to explain how that general goal might be accomplished, at least working with my company. Conduct a needs assessment. So we want that employee to know that they can't just decide on the spur of the moment that there's something they'd like to provide training on. They've got to find out if there is a need and what those needs are. Then establish training subject area priorities. There are always going to be more training needs than one trainer or several trainers can address. So what makes it a priority? And under that would mean talking to the managers. Then perform research in the subject area. We don't want the trainer to just make it up. If there are certain specific things that need to be covered in that content, that trainer is held responsible for finding out what that is, and then developing the training materials, the lesson plan, the participant materials, the PowerPoint or other AV that's associated with that. Schedule the training. So in this case, the trainer themselves is responsible for scheduling the training. That's indicating that there is no administrative assistant who's going to do it for them. Then deliver the training, evaluate the training, and revise the training if necessary. So we have gone from what the general goal is to identify the worker activities essential to accomplishing that goal. And that would comprise the key part of the job description. These two steps are essential to an employee's understanding of what is expected and how it is to be accomplished. Not how well. When we meet next week, we'll be looking at the performance standards, both the qualitative and the quantitative standards that we will use to determine if it has been accomplished well. But right now, we begin with the job description because that's where it has to begin. Let's talk. If you would like help with performance management, with designing job descriptions, with identifying the qualitative and quantitative performance standards, with determining how you will monitor that performance without harassing the employee or micromanaging, please schedule time to talk with me. You see my URL there as well as the QR code. As Tabitha says, this is where you will find the impact of the training. Next week, we will look at performance standards, both qualitative and quantitative. And I'll tell you right now that we're not looking at butts and seats for determining whether or not the training has been performed well. So we will look at that next week. What do we mean by qualitative and quantitative standards? And are there some positions where it's difficult to identify what they might be? I want to thank you for sharing your time with me, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you so much for coming and participating in our discussion of what managers need to know. You can find the videos of this and previous sessions on my YouTube channel or under events on my LinkedIn profile. I'll look forward to seeing you again next week.
Get the skills, be the boss, no more time to feel lost. Lead the way, every day, find success, it's here to stay. Get the skills, be the boss, no more time to feel lost. Lead the way, every day, find success, it's here to stay. It's here to stay. Oh, it's here to stay. It's here to stay. Yeah. Get the skills, be the boss, no more time to feel lost.